Well, Bob, it's pretty active out in the tropics, and even looking far off a
Yeah.
little, there's some stuff brewing.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. The long-range forecast for one in particular model is showing some interesting things happening to a storm, but that's a long way off, and things
And
can
you never
happen.
know. It always
Yeah, things can
changes,
change. We are looking at some changing weather here, and that we're not seeing a lot of storms around lately, and that's a direct result of a west coast sea breeze that has moved in. The KCK webcam showing a gorgeous day out there on the water. Nice water temperature, 87 degrees, and looks as though a few clouds around. Will make for an interesting sunset tonight. Should be pretty good. And looking at the radar picture indicating that Julia is back. It's now a tropical storm. It had been a tropical depression earlier today. There it is, spinning around, moving to the east at around 8 miles an hour. And some of the moisture, at least a line, a trough of low pressure, extends all the way across North Florida right now. And as far as the western Gulf of Mexico is concerned, there's an area of low pressure here too that we were watching, and the National Hurricane Center is kind of keeping an eye on this area of low pressure. Will move off to the west. There's a 20% chance of it developing into a tropical depression or storm before it makes landfall. And you can see some showers along central Florida near Orlando. They had some big storms there earlier, but most of the action today has been inland away from the coast because of that west to southwesterly wind. And these storms were strong earlier, but then have faded away as they move off to the northeast. Duet getting some rainfall right now and along State Road 62. Down south, Arcadia, a few isolated showers south and east of Arcadia, pushing off toward the east and northeast. Currently at the airport, it's 88. And the dew point 74. That's fairly high. Winds are out of the west northwest at 9. That's that little sea breeze that has kicked in, and we have partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny conditions up and down the coast. 90 today. That's the high temperature officially at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. 1 degree above average. This morning's low was warm at 78. No rainfall officially to report. And for the month, we're below average by an inch. 91 degrees in Tallahassee. It's 83 in Orlando, though, after they've cooled down a little bit after a storm moved on through. And 86 now. Miami, 88 degrees in Key West. Around town, temperatures all pretty much in the 80s, although low 80s in Mayaca City. This may be a result of some of the rain that was around earlier. 83 in Wauchula, 89 in Sebring, and 86 in Venice, 86 in Inglewood, and the water temperature now at 88 degrees. Now, Julia, Tropical Storm Julia, it's back with us, but not going to do much. But it's interesting to watch. It's going to kind of meander here off the coast of the Carolinas. Some models do take it off to the northeast, while others fade the system away, but keep the moisture there, and a high pressure builds to the north of it and brings it back our way. Looks like Wednesday and Thursday of next week, so that'll be interesting to watch. Look at all the different forecast models. They're kind of confused when there's no real significant upper-level steering pattern. The models don't know what to do with the storm, so they just kind of keep it where it is, and that's what they're doing over the next couple of days before it fades away. Well, Ian is gone for the most part, heading off into the North Atlantic. This is the one we talked about, Haley and I. We are talking about this storm. It is a tropical depression number 12, and it appears that it's going to be moving off to the west over the next few days, in fact, as a tropical depression and then turn into a tropical storm and push off to the west. Now, some of the long-range models has this developing into a fairly significant hurricane as it makes its way toward the Bahamas by not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So interesting to watch. It's a long way off and not much to really talk about right now. As far as the future cast goes, showers and storms, watch this moisture kind of come back down south now and then enter into Florida and push off toward the west coast on Friday evening, late Friday evening, and then again over the weekend, a chance for showers. During the day on Friday, though, we don't have much of a chance for rainfall. It'll be late in the evening that we'll have a chance as a result of that moisture coming back somewhat, but more so over the weekend and into early next week. Southeast winds at 10 knots, a light chop out there. Water temperature has actually warmed up recently. It's 89 degrees now. That's at the end of the Venice Pier down there, and it just warmed up a degree or two. Low tide at 7:28 and a high tide at 12:51. Sunset will be at 7:34. Mainly inland storms this evening, 78 for your low. Tomorrow, look for more of the same, just a few scattered storms around, partly cloudy, warm and muggy though. The heat index up near about 100 degrees in the afternoon. The extended forecast calling for a 40% chance for storms through the weekend. I mentioned late Friday night we could still see some storms around for football Friday night, but shouldn't be too bad. Haley?